Now to your vote. Election Day is November 8th, and two candidates are running for Congress in District 24, which covers Santa Barbara and San Luis Obispo counties.
And News Channel reporter Patricia Martellotti spoke with both candidates.
The race is on between incumbent Democratic Congressman Salud Carbajal and Republican challenger Brad Allen, ahead of the November general election. Both say they want to take action for locals.
To make sure that the priorities, the values, and the needs of the Central Coast are front and center, and to continue to ensure that the legislation that we pass here in Washington is considerate of the needs of the Central Coast, to make sure that we are bringing down costs.
Look at what's happened to the country in the last 18 months with our inflation. Food is up 30%, rents are up, gas is doubled, crime is up, problems in our education. And I felt like I had to do something, but also I looked at, all we seem to have is professional politicians that really don't vote for or represent the people in their district.
Carbajal says he was able to advance legislation that invests in the Central Coast.
For example, infrastructure. We moved legislation forward that will now bring resources to modernize our infrastructure, our roads, our bridges, broadband connectivity, drought assistance, fire prevention assistance.
Allen, a pediatric heart surgeon, says his greatest accomplishments involve medicine.
I started an ECMO unit down at USC in their trauma department, so I know how to, I would say my greatest accomplishments are being able to, I'm a doer, I solve problems, and I can bring people together to solve a complex problem and bring a solution to it.
Carbajal says cost of living is a problem.
Cost for food, cost for gas and energy, cost for childcare and housing, and to make sure that we continue to do everything to ensure that families can get ahead during this time of inflation.
Allen believes the community needs a leader who represents them.
By being a problem solver and by being somebody who comes from the real world, the community needs somebody to solve the problems that we have, the high inflation, the increased crime, the education issues, the immigration problems, and all of those things.
When asked what voters need to know before Election Day,
I think what I want voters to know most about me is that I'm a good listener, and I have been fighting for the priorities of the Central Coast here in Washington in a way that meets our needs and helps us address the challenges that we are facing day in and day out.
What I want people to know about me is, having come from the real world and the private sector, I will look at it that way. These guys don't. They're professional politicians. All they know how to do is tax, spend, and regulate.
Election Day is Tuesday, November 8th. In Santa Barbara, I'm News Channel reporter Patricia Martellotti.